When did you realize that the phrase, love isn't supposed to hurt, is actually true? I was with Samira for almost 2 years. We met at this dumb orientation party freshman year, where someone brought a karaoke machine, and everyone was doing terrible Rihanna covers. She walked up to me while I was getting chips and just started roasting my sneakers. Not in a mean way, though, it was funny. We ended up talking until like 3 a.m. in the parking lot. I thought I'd found my person. First few months were great. She was the type who'd text me at 2 a.m. to go get McDonald's fries or show up at my dorm with energy drinks during finals. Everyone wanted to be her friend. I felt lucky she picked me, but slowly, things got weird. She'd get mad if I took too long to text back. Like actually mad, not just annoyed. Once I was in a 2-hour lab with no phone and came back to 47 messages asking where I was and why I was ignoring her. When I explained, she said I should have told her beforehand. So I started telling her my whole schedule every morning. She'd make fun of the music I liked, called my favorite band trailer park music in front of her friends. When I got quiet, she said I was too sensitive and couldn't take a joke. I started using headphones more. If I hung out with my roommate Kyle, she'd text asking what we were doing, who else was there, why I didn't invite her. It was easier to just stay in my room. I told myself this was normal couple stuff. Everyone argues, right? And she'd always apologize after, bring me food, tell me she just loved me so much it made her crazy sometimes. The bathroom thing happened on a Tuesday night. I had my chemistry final the next morning at 8 a.m., worth 30% of my grade. I was staying at her apartment like usual because she hated being alone at night. I was brushing my teeth around midnight when she barged in holding my phone. Her face was red. She asked who Priya was and why I liked her photo so fast. I was confused because Priya was just someone from my chem study group who'd posted about her capstone project. I tried to explain, but Samira cut me off, said I was a liar, said I probably wanted to sleep with Priya, said I made her feel stupid. Then she just walked out and locked the door from the outside. Her apartment had these old doors with exterior locks. I thought she was cooling off, maybe trying to scare me a little. I knocked and said her name. Nothing. I heard her bedroom door slam. I waited, knocked again, called out that I needed to study. Silence. My phone was in the living room. My backpack was in her room. The bathroom window was too small and we were on the 3rd floor anyway. I sat on the floor and tried the doorknob every few minutes. Hours passed. The tile was freezing. There was no towel because I'd used it earlier and she'd taken it to wash. At some point I heard her TV turn on in the living room. She was watching something. I could hear laugh tracks. I barely slept. My exam was at 8 a.m. I had no way to set an alarm, no way to call anyone. I kept thinking she'd let me out any minute, that this was just a really bad fight. She opened the door at 9:30 a.m. I'd already missed my exam. She was holding a mug of tea, totally calm. Her hair was in a bun. She handed me the tea and said, "You made me do that. If you hadn't liked that girl's picture, none of this would have happened." I just stared at her. My legs were numb from sitting. My exam was over. My professor had a strict no makeup policy. I took the tea and drank it because I didn't know what else to do. She kissed my forehead and said we should get breakfast. Like nothing happened. Like I hadn't spent 7 hours locked in her bathroom. Like I hadn't just failed an exam that tanked my GPA. I went to class that afternoon in the same clothes. Kyle asked if I was okay, and I lied. I emailed my professor some bullshit excuse about food poisoning. He didn't buy it. I got a 0. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the bathroom, the cold floor, her voice through the door saying nothing. I called my mom at 2 a.m. I didn't even know what to say. I just cried. She listened. Then she asked quietly, "Mijo, do you think love should make you feel like this?" I couldn't answer, because the truth was I didn't know anymore. I thought love meant working through hard stuff. I thought it meant compromise. I thought everyone felt this exhausted. But sitting there on my dorm room floor at 2 a.m., I realized I'd been holding my breath for months. That I checked my phone every few minutes out of fear, not excitement. That I'd stopped seeing my friends, stopped listening to my music, stopped being me. I packed my stuff from her place that weekend while she was at work. Blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. She showed up at my dorm once and I didn't open the door. Kyle stayed with me that night.